And it's a big matchup on our hands, and it's a big way to look at it. We got a lot of things to talk about just before we get into this, but we've already covered most of them. However, the most that I want to cover is the Twitch votes. I've asked you guys to participate in Twitch chat. I've given you the green light to light it up. And, well, what have you said? What have the results shown us? And, moreover, where would you be putting your hat, Jacob and Halvor?
I think we're looking at a close one. I don't know about you, Halvor, but I think it could go both ways. Obviously, looking at the two liners, we know Mousesports are the better team under normal circumstances, but the current in form of Big, I'd say that we're looking at a 50-50 game.
Yeah, I definitely agree with it. Like, me leading Mousesports is like the weakest lean of all time. It's the least confident Mousesports prediction I've ever had. And I mean, it looks like Twitch chat isn't too impressed either. 68% in favor of Big. I'm not sure if that's because it's just like shorter to type out, so that's what they went for. If it's just pure laziness, but definitely expected Mousesports to be favored by the people watching at home. But I guess, you know, if you let them down once or twice or thrice or so on and so on, then, you know, it might become a bit of an issue.
And you know, Halvor, that was a rookie mistake you just made there. You know that the Twitch viewers at home, that the viewers at home from any platform that are watching in are sitting there diligently crafting the things that they're typing and putting it into the chat with so much meaning, so much emphasis behind all of it. A lot of exclamation points, a lot of points being made there in chat. That's some real stuff they're talking about in there. And moreover, the votes are going to count. So it looks like Big going to win that one. In terms of us, I think just a quick prediction game. We've kind of already given what we thought and how we think that this was going to go out. So any final words before we bring in those other two guys?
I think, go ahead, Halvor. Go ahead.
Well, no, for me, I think the big battle is going to be something I guess me and Jacob have already kind of argued about. Voxic and Searson. To me, I think that's going to be a super interesting battle. I think whoever comes the better out individually of those two probably will be the turning point or the weight on the scale that tips it in the favor of their team.
It's always nice to give something to the viewers to look out for. Look out for Rubs, look out for Tapson, because I agree, Searson and Voxic, that's going to be a great duel, but so is it going to be between Rubs and Tapson. I think Tapson is great, but I think Rubs is a better player overall, so let's see how that pans out.
Yeah, let's do it. And speaking of panning, that's what we're going to do with our cameras now. We're going to begin to pan over. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We will be seeing you at the conclusion of the match, so make sure to not get too lost there in watching this game. We're going to bring in our commentators now who look like they've showered today, look like they've gotten up on one side of the bed. I don't know if it was on different sides of the bed or the same bed, but they're here nonetheless. Harry and Hugo. Now, Harry, I noticed you're wearing a little bit of Big gear, and guess what? This is yours. I think that you're onto something.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, I've really enjoyed watching Big as of late, Trace. And, you know, I think throughout Pro League seasons that have gone by as well, whenever we've seen this Big squad, they've always looked good. I'm expecting a lot from them. I'm a big Searson fan, and I mean that in every sense of the word.
Oh, well, we can't hear a little bit of a Hugo Byron, but of course, now if we could actually...
Imagine that, Trace. Imagine that I didn't press unmute on my mic. I mean, you don't have to imagine. Luckily, that's the reality we live in. But yeah, first game of the day. You even called the Searson prediction, Harry. You predicted that before Big made it. So this guy, he's a big fan.
And it's interesting enough because we look at the Mousesports project and it's kind of similar storylines as to what we're talking about on the desk. They are kind of falling behind, faltering, if you will. They're fumbling their way through these things. And I don't know that they make it out of groups.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, that's like a scary sentiment, but I think, Trace, like more people would agree with you there than I think you would like, right? Like Mousesports, we had high hopes for this team. They've been looking like they were on the up and up towards the end of 2019. These guys were looking so damn good. They won at Pro League finals. You know, they went on to win with a stand-in and a coach later on. You know, like they just had a bunch of wild stuff going on over on the Mousesports side. The form looked like it had continued into 2020. Right, reaching the finals of Pro League here in the online stage, but obviously faltering. Then in Road to Rio, they get blown out the water, and now we're getting some worrying signs of that again. Right, the kind of litmus test for them yesterday didn't really come up the way that we wanted it to in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, I mean, online just doesn't look like it's treating these guys well whatsoever, and that's all we've got right now. So you know, I don't think that's like a valid get out anymore.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, and you're talking about this yesterday, but with Complexity just smashing on Mousesports. We're talking 16-9s, 16-8s, only 2 maps. It wasn't even that Mousesports really showed up in the server at that time. So I guess I know where your prediction is going to lie, but where is your educated guess going to lie, Hugo?
Oh, I want to go the same way, right? Like, I think Mousesports can certainly make this series competitive, but to win it, I think they would have to show up in a whole way that they didn't yesterday, right? They were completely absent from the server against Complexity. So we need a different Mousesports. We need a warmer Mousesports, and hopefully the individuals, like said on the desk, are firing off. We want Rops, we want Woxic, but hey, on the other side of things, their work's going to be cut out for them, Harry.
Cool. Hey, you know what? We got to get in the game. You guys can take it from here.
Thanks.
Oh, cheers, Trace. Thank you. Yeah, we got to get into that game, Hugo, and that's what we're here for, I think. So I can't wait, man. A little bit of Mousesports taking on the big boys. This big Mousesports game that we've been waiting for all day, and
you've been waiting all day to make that joke, haven't you?
Yeah, I love it, man. Whenever you get Big playing, it's great, dude. Like, I always remember. I feel like Big always played Na'Vi in my head, and I always like think in my head, like, oh, you got that big Na'Vi
big North game coming up after the break.
Got that big North game coming up later. And right now, we got that big Mousesports game about to go down on our screens. And boy,
I think the map veto is a really cool talking point just before we get into the action here. Like the fact that we got Nuke and Vertigo in the same series is awesome. I think Halvor made a really good point when he talked about Dust 2 and about teams having Dust 2 as like they're like insta-pick and how much of a problem that has been. It's been a problem for Mousesports. It's been a problem for G2. It's been a problem for loads of teams. So it's nice to see teams moving away from that. I don't like Dust 2 picks. Leave it for the third. And that's what they've done in this series. So a good way to end it. A very, commonly played ground between both these teams if we go the distance. But that's still a question in and of itself, right? Like, are Mousesports gonna be able to put up a fight here, or will they come in sleepy like they were back in the Rota Rio and even yesterday against Complexity? We'll have to wait and see, and Nuke is the playground where we will get our answers to the question. Mousesports, the favorites, but we'll see if that changes over time. Big on the CT side, it's gonna be a full armor buy, and Searson saving for the AWP.
Yeah, looking like a fast A play here for Mousesports. Karrigan and Frozen going to open up, but this is a little bit of progress done there by Frozen. He finds a double over in the A bomb site, and that there facilitates a bomb plant. Now Zentares up in heaven, Tabson back in main. Going to try and split in to this site in a retake, but with Chris J and Frozen holding down the fort, it's very tricky for Zentares, and everyone's going to hit their shots there on the Mousesports side.
That was the weirdest pistol I've ever seen.
It didn't feel right?
You want to know why?
You want to
know why?
Yeah.
No one bought any grenades. There weren't any grenades in that round. Mousesports just ran out A, and typically you're going to see like nades in the hut, mollies at the door, flashes over the roof, the nade blowing the door out and a smoke in main. Any combination of these, none of it. Absolutely none of it.
I'm glad it wasn't just me feeling the weirdness there,
Hugo.
Hugo.
This is a really quiet round.
Yeah. And it was like
able to get out.
It felt like there was seemingly no interaction like between anyone. It was just like get into the site, shoot at two people, round ends.
Cool.
Right, so that's that one. Nice done, dusted. We've got the first round out of the way, and now we move into the second. Now this one is probably not going to be the most thrilling of rounds, I'll be honest with you. I think the most exciting thing that could happen in this round, well, there's two things. One is Tabson on this flank with a little USP, and the other is this Zeus on Keto. I want to see if it can find a kill. He's going to rotate early down through the vents, and he will beat Mousesports down towards B, but it doesn't look like this is where they're trying to end up. They've still got a man out in silo. They're dealing with this lobby crunch, and now that they've dealt with it, they're going to go back into A. So these two players for Big that were down on the B bomb site, not really going to get a chance to play into this round.
Oh, Zentares has been spotted, and the hunt is on. Mousesports don't want to run down the vent and give him anything really, but he's going to wrap the secret side. Regardless, this is, like you said, the 2-0 lead for Mousesports, taking control nice and early of this game, and that's important considering it's their map pick as well, right? Certainly one that Big can play, and I think that's why this series and the pool inside of it is so interesting, right? Like you haven't got the typical, which is, We've had a lot of teams recently where they, maybe haven't played enough games in their current rosters or in 2020, and they have like 3 or 4 maps with only 1 or 2 games played, and we don't really know what to make of it. Well, this series is not that. Both these teams play a lot of maps, play a lot of matches, and therefore they're both going to be comfortable on Nuke and Vertigo. More so for Big on that second, though. Mousesports only 4 maps logged there, but with wins over the likes of Fnatic and VP, they have at least got that up their sleeve. 2-0 lead. Here's the buy from Big. Searson saving since the pistol for this AWP, and he's got it in the third.
Yeah, and I'm telling you folks now watching at home, Searson is a real hot prospect with this AWP, so I can't wait to see him get started. He's going to move in over here towards ramp. Let's get it. Searson, first kill found with the AWP, and another man may be about to come walking his way. Chris J actually drops that util and gets the hell out of danger over towards ramp. Outside smokes come in for Mousesports, and this little wall that they've thrown, they're going to try and cross behind it, but in response to this, Big will be pressuring the lobby. And in doing so, they have removed Chris J. Carrigan as well is trapped on the other side of these smokes, literally stuck outside. That flash held him back, and now he finds himself trapped behind main. So the rest of the gang, they've slowed down. Now, the man in Garage, Tabson, still a bit of an unknown entity here in this round, and he could really mix things up. He's just holding for the main walk, and this is looking like what Mousesports are going to try to attempt with Carrigan in this round. You see Frozen making noise down towards B, but he doesn't have that bomb. That's on the back of Woxic. And Carrigan, actually holding for the peak from Tabson, is able to find him. So a 3-on-3 now presents itself to Mouse, and they're going to try and wrap into heaven. As both Carrigan and Woxic move over here towards Hell, they've got this position. They could actually just split ramp, and that might be the decision in this round. Yeah, the bomb's getting dropped down. Woxic is going to go up and fake the A play, try and catch these players on rotation, keep the attention of them fixated on this A site. And actually, the bombs come up. They've changed their mind. And that's because Frozen's got into the vent. But this hasn't left you with a lot of time if you're Mousesports. And they've gone back into this double stack. Now, Carrigan will get the bomb planted. But a 1v2 and a player already wrapping close. This is going to be very hard for Carrigan. And he does get blindsided there by the man inside of the site. Big, they'll put up their first round here and now, Hugo.
Yeah, even though there were 2 players upper and 1 lower there, I think Mousesports still made the right call to hit that top site. I like the way they go about it. The danger was if they went ramp there towards that B bomb site, not only is there B player in secret, and yeah, okay, that's clear, but that's only 1/3 of the lower site, including ramp and actual B, right? But then Mousesports would have had to go past the AWP on ramp with 20 seconds remaining, and likely Searson would have at least got a kill, if not stalled them out. So Mousesports know that a bare minimum with Heaven, they can guarantee a plant, and the rest past that is, you know, whatever they can make of it. Nice read from Carrigan. He gets flashed out outside, but still, you know, realizes Tabson's cross garage with that flashbang and is able to take him down. Without that kill, that round probably falls apart for Mousesports at the seams, but with it, Mousesports are at least able to get a plant, which gives them the money to buy here. So back to those outside smokes later in the round here, not off of spawn. This doesn't mean Big at least have control of that secret area in the lower bomb site. Searson is hanging around. He's not here forever, though. He's already actually moving out, and Santaris has dropped down B after seeing these smokes as well. That once leaves ramp open, and a bit of a danger here for Big. They're just gambling with this round, so Searson swapped back. Quite the changes being made by Big. Mousesports, in the meantime, have moved outside behind these smokes, and once again are looking for A.
But Tizian up on the rafters now. All this entire A side defense falls onto his shoulders, and he's dropped down into the A side. And my word, does Tizian step up? He'll put down 3, and he makes this round more than doable now for Big. This was a 5-on-3 for Mousesports, suddenly turned in favor of Big, and Tizian just keeps on going. Now, Rops, he's gotten a little cute back here in lobby. He waited, he played the trigger discipline onto Searson, hoping that another kill would present itself. And then it kind of hit that dangerous zone where he's worrying, like, Searson could turn around, and if that happens, I don't want to look like too much of a mug. So he takes the kill while he's got it. And now with an AWP in hand, 16 points of health and 20 seconds left on the clock, Rops sneaking his way into help, but I don't even know if he's going for this. It might just have to be the save, and it certainly feels like it. He's backing off into CT spawn. There's just not enough time. So Tizian, he does absolutely everything needed in this round, single-handedly. Really is the hero for Big.
No ace, though, so did it even matter, Harry? Does it even really count?
I mean, yeah, joke's on Tizian, right? Like, nice try, guy, but I guess all you did was win the round.
Wow. I mean, great shots from Tizian as well. The fact that he just, you know, gets this 3rd kill here, how quick is that? What a transfer, what a reaction. And right after the reload, Carrigan tries to pounce from upper, but he doesn't push off the back of the reload noise. He walks in, and by that point, the animation is done, and Tizian takes him down. So a bit of a slow one for Carrigan. May come to regret that as the money has now been pulled out from underneath Mousesports. So no money here. Worth noting with that stat, you know, Searson, great day yesterday. Woxic, rather, not quite as much, right? We saw him certainly drop off, especially in that second map versus Complexity on Dust 2 after a pretty decent Inferno. So.
I don't know about you, man, but this is my big problem with Mouse and like having to look at any game that they're playing in right now, because Mouse are just looking so inconsistent, and it's very much them playing beneath the level like of where we feel this team should be at and was at, right? I never even know what version of Mouse we're going to get heading into a game. Like, I don't envy the analysts, for example, for having to pick a team in this series, because I don't even think you know what version of Mousesports you're going to get. Is it going to be the team that's kind of looking like they're playing at 20% capacity, or is it going to be the same team that reached the grand finals again of the Pro League just a few months ago? You know, like it's wild. It just feels like they've got two variants of this squad right now, and it just seems to be that some days we get the old Mouse, some days we get this new Mouse. And inconsistency, not really something that was plaguing this squad. They looked like they were picking up wins with a terrifying consistency at one point in time, Hugo.
Yeah, it's weird. They were like getting better and better each event, and then suddenly they just kind of dropped into 2020. But I want to, you know, I don't want to use the excuse of online play, but I want to say it probably does have a good bit of impact into Mousesports. A LAN team, we see teams like this that are just better on LAN, better when the stakes are higher, better when, you know, they're in their opponent's heads, and that's a lot harder to do when you're just sitting in the comfort of your own home, you know, drinking Monster without any pressure. So for this round, it should just be Biggs, right? They're already 2 up. tabseN gets caught by a flash, and Frozen will find him with a deke, but it's only a gun gifted to Mousesports. Biggs still have the sights, and B as well being controlled by that MP9. Mousesports going to flash through T main, or A main rather. Frozen coming in first. Keto's hiding. Jump spot on the site will draw them in. Keto will shut him down. There's the first. Oh dear, player on the site's gone. Keto's got to stall it out with the smoke. He can't get mollied at least, but Xantares will clean up the round, coming in from heaven and killing 2 with a flashbang of Keto. Nice stall on that A site. A little bit scary, smoking yourself off into a corner like that. Not only can you get wallbanged from the other side of the vents, but anyone coming out of hut will just shoot the smoke. But well, Xantares won't allow that, and he will lock in a round here for Big. A round they should have won anyway, but a round Mousesports certainly made close. Unfortunately, not close enough to buy, so they'll have to eco a follow-up round. Give Big that 4-2 lead on the CT side, but this is a pretty standard start, right? Even though it is Mouse's pick, seeing the CTs get ahead of things on Nuke is not really too much of a shock.
Now just whittling through the pistols, Hugo. It should be where things are kept pretty clean for Big, and it's indeed looking like that out of the gate. Chris J, we know his Deagle is all right, but not in this round. so I didn't really say that. Well, pretty sick round there from Big. They keep it nice and clean, as they should have done. And I learned my lesson for trying to get excited about just the Deag on Chris J. AK is going to get reinvested into here by Mousesports. No AWP on Woxic. Searson still donning his. And, you know, Nuke is very much one of these maps where it feels like either the AWPer just dominates or he never sees anyone. And I feel like there's no in-between, you know? And Searson right now, it feels like he's not really getting to see a lot of the action. He's been playing this rotate role over between Hell and Ramp. And a lot of these rounds for Mouse have either been these kind of slow-paced crawls outside in which tabseN's been allowed to do a lot of the work, or they've just gone for these A-side hits. And so, Carrigan in this round trying to do it again, and he snuck through the main smoke. He's coming in behind Keto, and Keto has just checked it. Didn't see anyone. Obviously, Carrigan concealed by the smoke. He gets very deep and cuts down the first man. This A-side play now looks on for Mousesports as they try and pick up the pace. The rest of the gang get out through hut. Big, they've pretty much backed up into the heavens, and they've left one man in the site. Actually, Tizian hops on down and gets in on the action. Now they might discount tabseN here, but he's only able to put up one. Searson with the AWP rotating in from ramp, never even really gets a look in. Rops is holding down the lobby, and he makes a very conscious decision there to not pick up the AWP. So for Mouse, you know, really not wanting to bring this out. It's not terribly uncommon that we don't see Woxic donning the AWP all too much on this T side of Nuke.
Worth noting as well, you talk about Searson, right? You're going to bring out the T-side AWP when you're having a problem with the CT AWP, but Searson's not getting seen. He's not getting, you know, in these rounds, he's playing secret or ramp a lot of the time, and Mouse are avoiding him, like you said. So no need for the AWP, at least not yet. Fast play again for Mouse. Rops is actually out the door. He's inside of the smoke, and he's going to get popped out. Great shot from Rops. He doubles it as well. The A site is cleaned up by Rops. And that's going to be the round. Already done, dusted, locked and loaded. Xantares should be saving if he wants this guy in the next round. If not, he can give it a go, try and take some players down, but a 1-on-4 in the post plant with no kit, certainly not seeming realistic. That's a nice round for Mouse. I like the fast A plays that they've been showing us, very focused on that upper bomb side. That's really all they've been doing in this game, and to good effect. They're trading rounds. They're equal a big 4-4 now, pushing big onto an eco. So these are some very effective rifle rounds for Mousesports. Big are going to need to put a stop to that. Be very aware of your backline when it comes to that main play. I love that call from Carrigan just to push through, get Keto. Even with Big, you know, 4-man setup on A, including Keto. A double heaven setup, 2 dropping into sight. Like, nothing Big can do. Mousesports just spam the smokes, they rhythm of the round, and that's going to be a 4th taken. So money drawn to a close for Big. Mousesports are starting to build up their own economy, and this is where things just get better and better for the Mousesports side.
Let's see if this hero M4 on Xantares is prepared to offer anything up. Almost nailing these words, Hugo, but there's a lot of words out there, and some of them are harder to navigate than others.
Shout out to all the words out there.
Shout out to all my words out in the crowd. You know who you are, or maybe whom you are. Woxic gonna set up over here outside. He's ready to pincer in from CT. He's having a bit of an identity crisis, is Woxic. He's actually in the land of the enemy right now.
He's learning German, Harry.
Look at this. There we go. Just Xantares. Also, we got Xantares versus Woxic. That's a cool little matchup right there.
It was always a shame that we never got that Dream Team Turkish, or Dream Team Turkish team that we all wanted with Woxic, Xantares, Calix. Who else? Major.
I'd love Paz.
Anyone else?
There.
Paz, yeah, Paz, great pick. Engine. You know, I mean, just the old Space Soldiers team with Woxic.
Man, you remember, like, with the old Space Soldiers, it was really weird. Like, they had that time where they were like, they had like Death Space still signed to the organization, and he was like playing sometimes and then sometimes not.
I think it's worth noting. You know, I'm just gonna go out and say this because Major said it on Twitter. Space Soldiers treated the team awfully as an organization, really awfully. So, you know, that was always a problem. We all kind of knew about it. Everyone wondered what was going on there when Space Soldiers were attending events and stuff. But I think it was Major going out and talking about how, like, you know, these guys would be attending events and they wouldn't even be able to, you know, afford lunch and stuff. So kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, that's probably holding some reason as to why we never saw Woxic inside of those teams. He did so well in the international scene.
Well, man, I'm so happy that a lot of these guys from that original Space Soldier squad are going out and finding success.
Exactly.
You got Xantares here at Big. You got Calix as well, starting to find success out in NA. So, yeah, things are looking up for some of the exciting individuals that were a part of that squad. And we've got a few of the best that Turkey have to offer in the server right now. Xantares, where is he in this round? He's rotating down through ramp, and he's getting set up at this B site to help out old mate Tabson, who's trying to hold down the line. He is getting pressured, so he's had to retreat back. Now relying on Xantares to offer him a bit of assistance here. And boy, will Xantares offer up assistance. He's going to nail a double kill. As Mouse try and get out through decon, they were looking to deal with Tabson, but they weren't ready to deal with the beast that was Xantares. Now Rops and Carrigan. Rops snuck into the back line, but he gets blindsided. Carrigan, though, he's got all the information he needs. He's got a big brain on his shoulders, does Carrigan. And now he's realized, well, no one was in this A site. He gets the bomb down, a bomb plant at the very, very least. And they do still find him, but 5 players surviving for Big, and the fact that Carrigan gets a bomb plant out of that round is kind of nuts.
On A, of all sites. Like, Carrigan just walks out A and plants, and no one's there. That's so weird. But yeah, yeah, big rotating. I mean, Xantara's on that lower B site. That's probably one of the best parts about Big's defense on this map. It's Xantara's on those lower rafters, man. He will just pivot, watch decon, watch double, watch window, exactly this position. This angle, you're going to see him in this all game, all CT side, even the post plants on T side as well. He's so good at finding those mowdowns. So Xantara's big round from him on that lower site. And, well, in International Gaming, they're going to pick up another round, 5-5 here early on. Mousesports moving outside early here. Big watching for that fast A approach because Mousesports have been full of them in this T side. Big don't want to fall for another one. This time it's just a safer play. Mouse holding on to the lobby. Rops is watching for it. The rest of the T's working this yard. Smokes deep as well and one towards the garage. This allows Mousesports to cross pretty much everywhere they want. Molly in the secret stairs as well will keep Big back from aggressing. There is going to be that cross towards right side garage from Tabson, but Mousesports are ready for it. Last time they're ready for it again. Flash out doesn't work. Woxit gets it, and it's a quick A play again for Mousesports. No one here to stop them. Big only have one man on the site. Kito's got to find some kills here. He's got to find some effect. Rops has already dropped his teammate in the outside area, and now Chris is gone. Chris is going to drop Kito as well. Xantara is already looking to save, and well, his exit's been cut off. Luckily, he'll cut them down, but he won't get Woxit. 3k for Woxit, picking up a big round on his AK. The AWP has dropped heaven, and he won't be able to save it. But it's still a round for Mousesports, and they're full of them right now. 6-5 on this T side. And Big, they've got to buy. Luckily, we'll just have enough for an investment. No AWP on Searson unless he plays glass. Woxit even kills an opponent through his teammate's head, which is always nice. Searson actually does have the AWP with nothing behind it, just enough for the Kevlar as well. Bare minimum. And Mousesports, where do they go from here? Back towards ramp.
And if they do try and hit ramp, we might finally get to see this little duo at ramp room of Xantares and Searson. Xantares going to be holding the angle right now. And this Molly is going to be able to divide this push in two. Not like that. Not if it falls like that, it won't. But here's Searson on the rotation in, and he does nail Carrigan. That might just put a stop to this ramp play here and now. They flash back in, but you can see, like, no one's exactly, you know, leaping forward as a volunteer to be the first man to go around this corner. Finally, Chris J nominates himself. Fine, guys, I'll do it if no one else wants to. And now Frozen's like, all right, well, it hasn't worked for anyone else, but maybe for me, like, you know, I got this. And he sprays through the smoke. Frozen shows him how it's done. Good. Oh! Good man, Frozen. He's doubled up at ramp, and he's secured it. Carrigan and Chris, nah, they don't know what they're doing. Frozen stepped up, and he's secured the double. So now into this 3-on-3, and ramp room secured for Mousesports. Tabson is still down in the B bomb site, and for Kito and Tizian here at A, they might think about re-aggressing into the lobby. This is a pretty common spot to see this kind of aggression come through, and you can see that both players are grouped up in the hut. It looked like that was an idea for a moment, but now that this play's come in, they've had to try and hold the line, and Kito is a good distraction. He's forced this bomb to go down the vents, but as it's getting planted, Tabson is here. If he gets this kill, the round could have been over. He would have denied the plant, there wouldn't have been time, and he could have ran away, but Woxit winning that fight narrowly secures the 7th on the board for Mouse.
Big whiff from Tabson. That is not what I expected to see. He had the round in the palm of his hand, and after everything Mousesports do to make that happen, they still plant lower. Like, I understand wanting to drop there, but, you know, very dangerous decision. Thank God Woxit hits that shot, and, well, Tabson misses his as well. That certainly helps Mousesports as they've broken Big's economy. Missed Doornade. I think Mousesports wanted to rush A on this low economy round. It's pretty common to see that, but the Doornade misses, and they have to call a bail because not wanting to commit without that door blown open. Don't want to open it and run through it. Rather the explosive manner of all that utility in through the door, the smoke towards main. Instead, Mousesports have to look elsewhere, but elsewhere is open for business. Outside is completely unwatched, and Mousesports are going to flank. Although they are losing the lobby, Robs is going to have to hold on to things, but that's a missed shot. Oh dear, he's being flanked from ramp as well. He reads it, he reads the situation, but he needs the shot. Missed it, 2 more coming his way, and Tizian's got the drop on him. Frozen alone in a 1-on-4, and somehow, some way, this eco, well, it's giving guns to Big.
There was like still vanilla pistols in this round, Hugo. This should not have eluded Mouse any day of the week. Frozen in a 1v4, and he has nailed the first man, so maybe still in with a chance, but this is not an easy spot to be in. Frozen, half health. In a 1v3, crossing down towards outside, and he gets peeked, but he's dealt with them both. And now Frozen getting this back into a doable situation for Mousesports, for this man. Frozen nails it, 4 kills, and the round for Mouse. He saved the day up against a full eco that somehow looked like it was going to go in favor of Big. And once again, we need the young gun to step up for Mousesports to deliver a round in their favor. He somehow, some way clutches out this 1v4. Now, you know, they didn't have armor, but my goodness, that certainly didn't stop them from nailing the rest of Mousesports. They had weapons, they retrieved everything. That is still a huge round from Frozen.
Yeah, I mean, they're just giving him the fights he wants, right? The safest way for Big to play that is just wait for the bomb, wait for the plant, try and lock in really tight crossfires and setups 2-2. But yeah, Frozen, what a gamer, and he showed up today for Mousesports. 855 maps of Counter-Strike at a competitive level at the age of 17 years old. That's mad. That's
more than
mental.
Woxic. That's wild. That is actually nuts.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Frozen certainly played on his fair share of local teams before joining Mousesports for sure. But you know, inside of this team, I'm sure Mousesports' playing schedule has been more packed than ever.
It's wild, right? Because you remember, like, I don't even remember what year it was. It must have been like 2017 or something. Like, Frozen's name just popped up as like someone who was doing really well and was like really young at all these LAN events, but. Then it just kind of felt like he disappeared for a while.
Yeah,
and obviously there were some problems with his age, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So
he couldn't play for teams. He wasn't 16, so he couldn't play in the circuit or anything like that. So he had to wait. But boy, was he worth the wait.
Ooh, Tabson. Speaking of waiting, he's been very, very patient out here in the garage, and they kind of ran by him. I don't think they realized where they've just been killed from. No one's really looking this way, and now it's become all too clear. That's where the double peek comes through. Chris J. keeping this in a 4-on-4.
Look at Xantares, he's coming up secret. Chris has just pivoted, just turned to take a look at this position. He could still be dropped by a fast peek from Xantares. We know what this guy's like. He knows every angle. He's checking all of them, and he will spot Chris. Big bit of damage coming through. Down to 8 is Chris J, and the grenade will finish the job. Great work from Big. Keto, here's the dink. He throws a nade. Carrigan comes from upper, and he has dropped the man on the site. Still another one. Carrigan dink does the damage, but Xantares is coming in on the backline, dropping Woxic. He now is in main, and the A site has been lost for Big. They've got to play retake. No kit. Searson on the orb in the hut, and he's missed his shot as well. Dear oh dear, this round's falling apart for Big. They need someone to bail them out, and Searson will not be that man, nor Xantares, pushed back by Rops and Mousesports. They are on a run right now. They are looking for a 10-round T-side, and that might just be achievable. Low money for Big. Or, sorry, let me rephrase that. No money for Big. $3,000. They can't afford rifles.
Yeah, this has left them kind of clutching at straws, whatever they can afford heading into the last round of play in this first half. They gotta try and hold on. You know, it was looking like a really good start for Big, but Mousesports, a couple of key players showing up, has really made all the difference here. And they still could 10-5 this half. It's been kept in a 4-on-4, and that's courtesy, actually now back into the advantage of Big, courtesy of a man named Tabson. And he's taken down a player here outside. Rops is looking for this trade, but Tabson isn't going to give anything up, not right away. He's just holding the outside push. Now, one thing you're going to note, for Mouse, Rops is very much on his own little island here. He's untradeable. There's no one nearby to help him out. He is operating as a solo entity away from the rest of his squad. Woxic and Chris J, these two have really got to work in tandem with Rops to try and get an A play off in this round. And they're going to group up outside of Squeaky Door, looking to time this with Rops' drop down so that they can split on in. Rops makes the first bit of noise, and that's going to pull some attention over here towards main. Now, tucked in this corner, there's a little gremlin going by the name of Tizian, and he's armed, he's locked and loaded with this MP9. He's ready to get stuck into the action, and, well, the action gets stuck into him first, doesn't it? Chris J deals with him on the entry, but there's the refrag from Keto, and Tabson lurking in the back line, leaves it all on Woxic, but he does step up only briefly before Tabson shuts him down. It's 6 at the end of the first half for Big, and 9 for Mousesports. Join us after a quick break for the second half of play.
chips stay out, say this is me. There's no other boy or girl, no one in this whole world like us. We're unique. Millions gone, still to come, but there will only be the one with your special mystique. Just tell anyone who asks.
A dominant T-side start for Mousesports on their map pick, and boy, is this one heating up. Big have got their work cut out for them in the second half of Nuke, but don't worry, I'm sure they're up for the task. Berlin International Gaming now, T-side star, pistols are out, lots of utility, and a kit for Carrigan on the side of Mousesports.
Hello, it's the big Mousesports game that we've been talking about, and this is where you want to be. Frozen over here in main, and he's about to get tested in a very big way. Frozen, first kill does provide itself, but the trade is immediate, and it is instantaneously down into this 3-on-3s, and Tares securing some control outside alongside Tabson. And now this A play grinding to a halt. Two players have rotated down to B preemptively for Mousesports, and that's going to be Robs and Chris J down in this position. While all this is going on, Carrigan pushing into the lobby. He's got to check Squeaky, and this is something that can sometimes be the undoing of players in this position. You see that this much ground is clear. No one's giving you anything to go off of. And so Carrigan might get the incorrect read that this A bomb site is not where Big are looking to end up. This bomb still in Squeaky, still unchecked. Robson Chris J, as we just saw, still sitting pretty down on that B bomb site, and this A play still looming for Big. The plans have not changed, they've just delayed it, they've just slowed it down.
Oh, Carrigan, he's tapped the planter. He hasn't got the kill, though. That's information for Big, and they'll use it against Mousesports, locking them out of this site. Chris J coming in from Mini. Antares is looking at the smoke. That door play, oh, it's well timed. Antares is looking the wrong way. Now this main split can come through, but he's stalling it well behind the vent, not giving a kill away here to Mousesports, just playing that timer, playing the bomb. Carrigan's dead. There's the kit drop. Rops has come upper, and he has got that kill, but they need to get Keto off the site, and Rops certainly will. Takes enough shots, but will be a Mousesports round. He steals the defuse without the kit. Chris is not happy, but tough. Mousesports, they'll get the round, they'll get a 10th, and they will continue storming on this CT side. I think, you know, the Nuke meta right now is so based on taking outside control, hitting B, faking B, coming back up vent and taking A, doing all of that, you know, trying to elude your opponents, trying to get them in the wrong position, force them to save. Mousesports' T side was the opposite of that, man. They would just brute force into stacks and win the round. So, you know, just constantly pushing A. We saw one B round. That was where Woxic wins a one-on-one versus Antares, and he didn't even plant either. So, yeah, Mousesports love this top site. Big will give it a go in the pistol. It won't work out. What's their plan moving forward? Pistols in the second. They got Deegs at the very least.
Look at Robs. Ooh, he's in secret. Ooh. And it's actually no longer a secret. Antares able to dig him down. Chris J now swinging on the angle. He wants his piece of the pie, but maybe his eyes are bigger than his belly on this one, because there's the repeat from Squeaky Door, and that's actually going to turn this one in the favor of Big. Now, they've been close to winning these pretty much full ecos before, but this is one that you don't want to give over if you're Mouse, and getting that kill there onto Tizian has mitigated a lot of this danger. It's left you in a 3-on-3. It's denied this lurk player to Big that they had still floating around on that upper site. And so now you're left in this 3-on-3 retake, but this is a lot more achievable for Mouse. That's not to say it's a done deal yet. There is still weaponry here on the back of Keto. He's got armor with it. And these Deagles have already worked magic, and they're going to continue doing that. Look at Tabson's Deag. Oh, he's onto a double, and he's looking for a third. Frozen, the last man remaining. The last hope for Mouse up against the onslaught of pistols. And the kills just aren't presenting themselves. Tabson, come on, man. Finish it off with a triple. Make it look pretty. And actually, it's going to be Keto to come in and help out. But Big, they do steal away that eco round. They get it in the bag. They upset the grain. And now Mousesports likely going to have to respond with a force buy of their own. But the thing that's so heartbreaking there is that wasn't even the force for Big. They still had a buy coming in this round that was around the corner regardless. And so the kind of like the effectiveness of this force buy is very much reduced, right? Because the thing that's good for Mouse is that normally, if you win this, then Big are investing, and they'll still have a better buy than you 9 times out of 10, but it's not going to be that strong. Whereas, you know, the investment for Big in this next round, even if they lost this, is still going to have everything they could possibly need. So, yeah, this is a bit of a dire spot to be in for Mousesports, at least in terms of keeping this lead up in the fashion they've got it now.
Certainly doesn't help that Searson's got the AWP as well, right? He's been a bit quiet this game, but we've not really seen him needed on this AWP. Well, right now is a better time than ever. He's spotted a player at the back, but Xantares steals the kill. Doesn't let Searson get that one with the AWP. Tizian holding T-Roof, making sure while Lobby can be corrupted, at least the spawn is not. Big are not getting flanked, at least not for the moment. Moving back towards the garage, taking deep control, and Tabson shot through the smoke, removes Frozen from this round. He doesn't even play into things. Oxic is pushed on the ramp, but there's no one in the lobby, as said. Big have just gone steadfast. They've just stood still. They're waiting to see if Mousesports will give them anything here. And with a heavy lower setup, Karrigan's going to come back up the vents to try and assist on the A site. It's the right call to make. Big are wrapping Heaven, and there's really nothing Karrigan can do here. He will be dead if he doesn't find a hidey hole in a moment, because this peak with the rifle is surely going to be favored. But Tabson comes in through main anyway, rids him around early. And now Woxic and Chris need to try and retake A with a Deagle and a Scout. It might just be a save for Chris. Uh-oh, he's not allowed, Harry. He's not allowed to save. Or maybe he is.
Maybe he is allowed to save Hugo. He's down here in secret with this Scout and looking good to... Oh, don't go back up, Chris. Come on, not after we've said all this. You just secured your ticket to surviving. Oh, Chris, stop it. Stop playing. No, don't go back there, Chris. Chris. Oh, he hears the running away. They've left him. They've left him. Chris, you're safe. You can venture outside again. It's all gone back to normal, but he's going to stay down here in his little bunker. Can of beans and a Scout in hand, and he's feeling good about life, is Chris J. But the rest of Mousesports certainly aren't. 8 on the board for Big now, and another flawless round going their way.
They're really building into this half, our Big 2 in a row, and Mousesports have to take another eco before they can even consider investment. So Big are really going to start to build up money and confidence and rounds. All 3 of them. They sound great for the Germans right now. And there's not going to be a lot to stop them. A Zeus and that Scoot. Chris may as well take it outside, and he's going to do that at least, right? Not back towards the ramp this time. Big throw one close smoke, but notice no one's gone out there. They're all back towards the lobby position. Zeus is on ramp. Rops is playing close with it, but right now, Big have no interest seemingly in ramp. They're just going to execute into the A bomb site. No one here to stop them right now. Tizian's cleared it out. Mousesports, oh dear, USP's run through the smoke and to no avail. Couple of kills come through, but instant trades, and Tizian's not done with 2. He's got 3, maybe a 4th. Ooh, low ammo, but it's not a worry. Tizian gets it, and Rops, he's going to come in from above. He could still win this round. There's a Zeus. Rops can kill the player on the site. He's only got a kill, backing up, and Xantares takes him down. I really think Rops could have won that if he dropped there. Imagine. Right, go on top of the silo, Zeus Xantares, there's a world. I don't even know if he saw that second player though, so really nice try from Rops and Mousesports in a hole, right? They come in with nothing but USPs and they get 3 kills. It's a great eco round. Unfortunately, it always feels like you've done nothing because you've lost it, but you should be proud of yourself, Mousesports. Now the buy, and now when you really need to win this one. Chris is on a Deagle, common occurrence for Mousesports. Sears is going to take that door pick, and wallbang spam and the molly combines for a lot of damage. He's down to 6.
The wall of smokes has fallen outside, and only one man is looking to use them to his advantage. That's Tabson. He's going to get down towards B. The rest of the gang here still holding close to main. And Xantares is going to try and quickly jet down towards Secret as well. Now, Keto, this is a much more ballsy attempt, but he does manage to actually slip down into Secret. I'm curious as to what the game plan is here, because now Searson is also looking like he wants to run the gauntlet as well. Now, okay, right, we've had everyone else survive, but okay, he does survive. They get down. They get the bomb down here as well. And now they're looking to complete this B play, perhaps.
The reason Mousesports aren't keen to rotate, at least initially, is because not only do they not see tabseN cross behind the smokes, but the next two players they saw outside were close main. Big made it look like they were faking a secret play and going round to hell, trying to wrap that A site like Mousesports did so often. That's not the case. They are hitting B. Karrigan has realized that. He's cleared out the lobby and dropped Tizian in the backline. 4-on-3. Rops alone in this site. He has to do everything and then a bit more, but he can't get the first shot off. Keto kills him immediately, and it might just have to be a save from Mousesports. Yeah, I definitely think that close kill from Xantares towards main, dropping the mini player, denied so much info for Mousesports and really made them scared of that A bomb site. That's why Big get 4 players down B, and even though Mousesports see one of them, one is not enough to throw enough bodies at the problem, and they only rotate Rops. An immediate kill, a bomb plant that follows, and a 10th round round the corner. Big are going to find double digits here with 4 alive. This has been not only a great T-side for Big in terms of finding 4 rounds in a row since losing the pistol, but very clean rounds as well. 4 alive here, 5 alive in the others. Big are making money.
Yeah, and this is what's really getting you worried at this point in time, right? Like, you think about the circumstances in which Big even put this this second round in the second half on the board, and it was just a Deagle investment with a bomb plant in the first round. Now, it's really common, right? When you see teams get that bomb planted, they go for like an AK force buy in that second round. Big didn't do that. They saved all this extra money with the goal of buying in the third. They won that with just the Deagles. They carried weapons forward, and since then, Hugo, you're bang on. All these rounds have been so clean that money is just not a factor for Big.
Ooh.
And in this round, Tizian, he really tries to get cute with it. He goes down through the vent out of spawn, and he's now in this B bomb site immediately. In the opening 20 seconds of the round, Tizian is now a problem, the thorn in the side of Mouse. Now, they might try and turn this to their advantage. You'll see that they've dispatched Chief Investigator Rops down here towards the B bomb site, and he's got a bit of a hunch that he might be able to isolate this engagement onto our mate Tizian. Now, one of these rifles has already been dealt with here outside. Woxic getting mowed down, but before he went, he did do a lot of damage.
What?
Well, all right, Searson. Yep, sure, that's fine. That's all okay. He does get traded, and Karrigan through the smoke gets a bit more damage downrange, but it's still looking like this B side here. Now, Rops, he's been waiting patiently here for 30 plus years. He is an old man now. He's been down at B that long. Let's see with this Deagle if he's able to hold the fort, because he's been waiting his whole life for this moment. Deag in hand. 45 seconds on the clock and a B play about to come through from Big. Rops, I don't think you're going to like what's on the other side of the door. It swings open, and he's not able to hold the line. Karrigan and Chris J left in this 2v4.
NT for Rops there, right? That Deagle does chunk at close range, but blimey are some shots coming out from Big in this round. Immediate decimation from Xantares in both B and taking down Karrigan there in secret. So no guns saved, no money made, but there will at least be loss bonus here for Mousesports to invest. Big getting up to 11, taking the lead, and it's been some time since we've seen that. Last time Big were in the lead, we were 6 rounds into the game. Frozen's 3rd ever competitive game was at the age of 13 against Xantares' Space Soldiers. Xantares dropped 91 in a 93 round marathon. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest, but Frozen getting a beating in his 3rd game. Right now, he's looking to send the pain back Xantares' way, but Big up around. The AWP is out for Woxic. A big talking point on the digital desk was this AWP battle. We've not seen any of it. We've not seen those AWPs fight outside. We've not seen them fight ramp. And really, it's just been smoke execution Big on the T side outside and fast upper place for Mousesports. So no real effect for these AWPs. Maybe this round could be a chance.
Oh, seriously, attempting this door peek again, and I don't know if he's going to go back to this.
Nope.
Because both times he has, it has felt very unrewarding for Big. Now, it hasn't usually mattered. Searson's been good, even with low HP. Getting the kills you need him to get. tabseN out here, flashed into main, and blinded by that flash was Frozen. Nice easy double for tabseN to open this round up, and surely this can't be another super clean round for Big, right? They're sat in this 5-on-3. I think the last time we've even seen this get down to the wire was in that second round of this second half, and that was just Eagles, and Big still won the round. Since then, it has been 4 or 5 players staying alive for Big in every one of these victories. So it is a very scary spot to be in if you're Mouse.
And you know Karrigan wants to deny info. He wants the hut. He almost pushed inside of it, but Tizian actually mollies it from the lobby. Like, Big are mollying hut as teased right now. They know Mousesports have no information and they want more, and they're getting denied. Mousesports just have to gamble with a triple topside setup. Denying that heaven wrap at the bare minimum is something good for Mousesports, but Big are clearing out B. Xantara is in his home, in his hidey hole down lower. That might just call the bomb in from ramp. You can see Big have really good control in the yard, and they might be tempted to take heaven, but that would be a big risk considering Xantara's a clear B. They know Mousesports are triple stacked upper, and Big can just win the round. 10 seconds, gotta get that plant, but as said, luckily no one is here to stop Big from planting that bomb, and so even though the time is low, the bomb plant will be allowed. Karrigan can't spray it down, and Xantara shoots him through a smoke. 5-on-2, it just keeps getting worse.
I didn't love that. I'm pretty sure it was Searson planting the bomb with 1 point of health. So there definitely was a world in which that one stray bullet connects from Karrigan. He's usually someone who's great at doing that as well, like just getting the kill needed to deny a bomb plant.
Seen a few of those close ones in this game. That Woxic Tabson fight down on B was certainly one in the first half. Oh dear, Rops. Oh no, if only he shot. That would have been a kill. They were in his crosshair, and the grenade will land on his feet. Tabson and Xantaras blow him out of the water, and Chris, he will get away with his gun. Actually, I say that, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Tizian is coming, but he won't get a kill. And Mouse, okay, 1 gun saved, but look at the money behind it. 3,000 to 4,000. We've got some who can buy, but at this point, that's what Big wants. Big want Mousesports to start over-investing, start throwing money at the problem like that is going to fix things. Mouse should probably probably eco
now,
and give Big 30.
I want everyone to take a look at a guy in the server going by the name of Karrigan. We've heard a lot about this man, and in this round here and now, he's really showing us the confident fella he is. He's bought out the Nova. Let's see what he's able to get done with it. Chris J's opened it up with an M4, and Keto will respond, dealing with Rops getting aggressive at ramp. Karrigan, I can't wait to see what you've got planned for us with this, my friend. No, but not the shotgun of choice for many a player, but let's see. Karrigan wrapping, and he's very, very fast, but they are holding for it, and I think the moment he goes around this corner, he will meet his fate. So this round falls apart. It was only the partial investment, as we said, from Mouse. It's not one they were expecting to get a lot of mileage out of.
Get faked.
But it's another one of these rounds where 4 players survive. I mean, we've got 3 players at 16k for Big. Like, if that doesn't show you that how dominant this second half has been, I don't know what will. This is terrifying.
It's so crazy how opposite these halves have been, right? Like, Big have gone B every round. Mousesports, they went A every round. And, like, Mousesports had a great T side. Don't get me wrong. Like, you saw it. 9 rounds on the T side is excellent. Big have one-upped it. Mousesports win the pistol to get 10, lose to full eco, or lose to the Eagles, rather, with no Kev. And Big have not lost a round since that point. This might be their first, though, because damage through the door, finally a fast play into A gets denied, and Mousesports get an early kill, plus some free damage. Tizian and Xantara is tagged. Tizian's got the AWP outside. He has been so damn quiet. 7 kills, silent in the second half, 1 frag to his name, and so he needs to find some effect in this round. This is where Big are relying on Tizian. We know what he can do. Now's the time to do it. Look at them setting him up as well. They're throwing the outside smokes from T-spawn. So he's going to be able to cross. Oh, that was close.
Almost, but not quite. And for what feels like the first time in an eternity, Mousesports, they haven't just taken a bad advantage, they've actually been able to hold on to it. Woxic now stepping up to the mark. A lot of damage done, but Rops here in this little close corner at the left. He never even gets spotted, never even plays into the round, and that's because Chris J was pushing the lobby. Now, that's kind of great for Mouse as well. Like, that close left position is one that I feel like we see players get away with a lot more than you might anticipate from in that position. And I feel like the longer that goes on checked, we might be able to see Robs kind of use that in the future to his advantage with him not getting spotted in that round there. AWP still in the hands of Woxic. It's nice to see him actually having a chance to don it, because there was the very real chance that the CT side would hardly feature the AWP on Woxic. And so now we finally might get to have that Searson Woxic duel that we've been hyping up all series long, that we haven't really had a chance to see.
The moment is here, Harry. The moment is near, but Woxic, he can't see anything through the smokes. He has to wrap back safely. Frozen has got a kill from the garage, and Karrigan is in lower, but I don't know if he's missed the timing. He doesn't realize that tabseN's crossed already. That bomb has not, though, and so that's the crucial factor here. Keto been spotted. Karrigan throws a nade out, but he has no idea. tabseN's already here. Oh, it's a mess. But tabseN gets out best. Big. A man down, but with the B site under control, they can still win this round. Tissien is on a crucial lurk in the lobby. Any kills he finds on those upper rotations is going to provide a lot for Big, but he's gone down to Chris in the door. Now it's down to tabseN and Keto holding on to that lower bomb site. A hole blown in the door to give Keto a way to fight, or at least tabseN away in the clutch if Keto were to die. And Mousesports, I love this, taking their sweet time. Loads of util, the kit's available, and a big advantage. You don't want to mess this one up.
Ooh, tabseN's got a lot on his plate. Oh my word, he's dealt with them both. Now a 2-on-2, now a real chance. And yes, tabseN dealt with Robs, doubling down. The defuse going to come on in. Quite the run to this bomb, but I think he's still got it. It's going to be close. This should be a 12th round on the board for Mouse. And yes, indeed it is. So Robs delivering both the kills required. That round got a lot scarier than it felt like it was going to in that post-plant.
Great work from tabseN. The fact that, Robs is still able to get that round under control is impressive. And not only impressive, but necessary here for Mousesports if they want to keep fighting in this game. That is a first CT-sided round, and it comes off the back of that opening kill into the door, right? So certainly helps. Frozen dropping Searson, and the AWP removed again. We need to stop seeing Searson go towards his door position because it has not favored him all too well. Ooh, a bit of wallbang damage. Nothing too significant. Robs is going to push through a smoke, and Mousesports, where's his confidence come from? They've just taken the lobby. Big are trying to regain control, and they have done at least so in the short term. Keto with a double finds Robs as well. Great transfer, leaves Karrigan re-pushing in through the door. He'll get denied as well. Keto on a 3. Big, they might just be pushing this over the line. These last couple of rounds have somehow come out of nowhere, and even though Mousesports find confidence off the back of their 1-round win, that confidence, well, that has dug them a deep, deep hole. 2-on-4. Big with the A site, the plant is enabled, and Woxic and Frozen might just need to save. Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, it's a decision you're not thrilled about if you're Mouse. At least getting away with the AWP and the M4 and setting yourselves up for the future. However, Xantares is a man looking to steal that future away, and he's down here lurking in through decon. Now, both these players for Mouse, they've kind of eluded him. They've gotten in through the control room, and so Xantares is going to be pretty hard-pressed to find much here, but both these players are low off the bomb, and oh no, Xantares running in! The bomb, the explosion sound covers his footsteps, he charges, he sprints. He knows that if they're there, they've both been tagged as low as he has to that bomb. And that is stellar work from Xantares to find the double, but heartbreaking for Mouse.
The barrel, Harry. If that barrel wasn't sticking, Xantares wouldn't have started sprinting there. He wouldn't have got those kills. Oh, it's so unlucky. Dear, oh dear. The Nova isn't even Karrigan's shotty of choice. He has just 3 recorded kills with it. Yeah, I think that's a limit of that gun. I don't think anyone's allowed to get more than 3 kills with that. Max 7's better. Sword off's better. Auto shotty's definitely better. Buy a better gun, Karrigan. But, it was only an eco, so we'll let it slip. We'll let it pass the wayside, but still Big. They are letting nothing slip. 14 rounds here on this T side. There was a 9-round first half for Mousesports with a pistol round locked in, and Big have not stopped since that point. 2 in a row for Mousesports, denied in the last by Big. Chris is on a D. Woxic's got the AWP, but again, we've not seen too much in those AWPs in this series so far. I like how Frozen's been doing this, right? Ever since Searson started opening door, Frozen stops peeking it. He just starts spamming it. He knows he can get free damage off, and it's a very hard shot for Searson to hit on the other side. Safe way of getting damage off for free. He did a lot of damage last time, but this time Searson's out and about behind the red box. Woxic's watching, and if they want to cross, they need the smokes, or they need the AWP to take down Woxic from heaven.
With Frozen is just being such a nuisance around these smokes. But while all this has been going on, they do try and get across outside. Now, 2 of the 3 players that attempt the journey do survive, and Zantares attempts to come in for that trade and just gets swept under the rug like it's casual. Now, Tabson, he did survive the journey down to B, and alongside him was Keto. Now, the rest of the squad have not been as lucky. One by one, they've been peeled apart. Bomb plant found, though, and for Tabson and Keto, these 2 have been phenomenal in these kind of situations. So let's see what magic they're able to work. There's flashes on Keto. He's going to flash Tabson in for the ramp peak. First flash goes in. Tabson takes the angle. Now, Keto can re-flash for this peak again, and they weren't ready for it the second time around. He gets away with damage, but that is all. Keto now is to step up in the clutch. This was a 1v4 when he began. He's found the first man. They're on the bomb.
Stuck it.
Carrigan is sticking it. Keto needs to get him off this bomb now or never. And the answer, well, it's the latter. Mousesports, they're going to grab that defuse. They get the round locked in. 13 now on the board. 1 away from equalizing this up versus the big boys.
Oh, that's got to be a sigh of relief for Mousesports, right? Such a crucial round to win. And big, they almost get it. They almost take that 2-on-5 with a bit of aggression. If Keto stops that bomb from being defused there, he has a real shot at it. 14-13, though, 2 away for Big, 3 away for Mousesports. OT still very much a possibility in our opening map of the day as well. We've had that a fair share across this tournament so far. See if Big will let it slip. I mean, they've not locked it in either, so Mousesports can still take this victory. Smokes outside allow Big to cross towards Garage once again. We do have an AK in the yard to deal with it. It's Frozen. Typically been a main. Woxic is outside as well. He can't see much from this position in terms of being above the smokes, and so Searson is looking desperately towards heaven. The smoke's now faded. Keto's crossed, and he is in a great position to be a real threat to Woxic. Frozen's had to tuck in. Woxic is holding this, though, and this is good setup for Mousesports. Missed shot off the flashbang, though, gives away his position. Now it's up to Frozen.
Keto intentionally makes noise there, and he's trying to bait Frozen in for this peak, and Frozen does give it over, but it really doesn't go the way that Keto would have liked. Zantares has opened up B, and Rops, oh dear, he's gone on in to try and defend this site, but he finds himself trapped, and the molly, well, that's really making the situation a lot more stressful than it has to be. Rops, he is freaking out right now. He's been mollied into the back of the box. They're coming in from seemingly everywhere, but he's still alive, still a nuisance. They haven't been able to deal with him just yet. There are nades, there are mollies still in play, and one by one, everyone else has fallen, so it's Rops, the man who was caged earlier on, now gets put down, and it's Big picking up 15.
I love that from Big. They just don't, you know, so many teams will get flustered there thinking, oh, there's an enemy in the site, we need to deal with him, we need to kill him. Big go, no. They know Rops, his intention there is to stall as long as he can so his teammates can come and help. And so Big don't even look at him. They know Rops isn't going to swing. He's already tried with a flashbang. He's been put down low. They just need to focus on those rotations. And after Big kill everyone else, well, then there's 4 players looking at dark. Like, Rops is not getting out of there alive, and he will not. Big on 15, looking to push it over the line, looking to take us to their map pick. Remember, this is Mousesports' choice in the series, and with Vertigo coming up next, that is a danger. Mouse don't want to go there, at least not being a map down, so they're going to try and force fights. Rops with a kill in lobby, Chris the same, but they lose Carrigan in the process. Woxic can stop this outside control, and he is low, but he's taking a kill. 4 on 2. This was so weird. What a messy round. Systems of B with the AWP, but he glocks down Frozen, who has no head armor, and Tabson even finishes off a player in main. This is still winnable from Big in the 2-on-4. They're going to grab the bomb and try and regroup, but Woxic is denying outside presence, and that's where Tabson's going.
Yeah, the fate of this round kind of falls into Woxic's hands, really, and actually, as we say that, the bomb's now changed its mind. Tabson vacates this outside area and starts to turn his attention back here towards lobby. Now, it's a bit of a curious decision, especially with Searson making his way up through Secret. And if he does not prepare for this angle from Woxic, which he's not ready for, this round now could fall apart. Tabson in the 1v2, still a chance, but Rops has been waiting patiently on this A bomb site all round, and he's not going to miss a beat from up on the rafters. 14 now for Mouse. And this here is where we decide now, moving into round number 30, whether or not this whole map ends here, and all these rounds that Mousesports are able to put up on the board falling in vain. Will we roll it all back and head to overtime?
I'll take the bonus rounds, Harry. I like a competitive series, and this certainly has proven to be that at least. Carrigan moves away from the Nova. He upgrades to the auto shotgun. Now things are really heating up for Big, and it's not just the Molotov. Carrigan's going to push. Oh, he's dead immediately. Tizian with a big kill inside of the lobby, and Big, they're not even there. They're not even waiting. It's just Tizian on his own. He's got another wave coming at him. Chris will succeed. The rest of Big crossing down B with the smokes. Maybe they would have wanted the A site, but after that kill, things have sent them elsewhere. They're going to use this outside control against Mousesports. Try and get down to this lower site. Rops is here with a Molotov ready. He's just jiggling, spotting for this contact so he can at least, give info to his team, tell them that Big are down B. So Molly placed, boxing outside in hell, going to drop Tabson on a lurk, and Big might just have to commit to the secret play into Rops.
Oh, and can he hold the line? That's one. That's all Rops needs to offer, and he knows it. He's out of there, man. 2 on 4. This is more than achievable for Mouse. This is OT potentially locked on in. And Tares and Searson. And we've been highlighting Searson all day long as someone to keep an eye on. Well, he's been pretty quiet in this matchup. They try and go up the vents, but this is going to leave them in the heavily stacked upper sights. And Tares gets caught. Searson, is he going to try go up the ladder as well? I don't know about this one. Let's see if he fares any better. Oh dear, that's not what you wanted. Oh dear, second time around he gives it a go. That kind of goes as well as you would expect. We're heading to overtime, Hugo. Mousesports, they've got it done. They've got it locked in. And they're taking us to OT.
Oh dear, this one is on a knife's edge. It felt like Big had it. They had the round, they had the advantage, and what an excellently played round for Mousesports. Rob's just stalling things out lower and not committing to fights. 15-15. Searson still silent. 2 kills in the second half. 6 in the first. It's not what you need. Rops has pushed ramp and he's got a kill for it. Will be traded quickly. Big, they can take control. There's no AWP here on rotation. Woxic is far away. He is in lower. So Big, they have that ramp room. Not a position that they've been too keen to take, but now that it's been gifted to them, well, can't say no to a free position. Woxic, though, he's waiting on lower. They're going to fake him out with some utility, come from the other side. Chris is actually rotating as well. We've never had a double rotate from Mousesports, but they've read the situation well, and they'll deal with it also. 2 kills, make it a third bomb drop. Chris J not stopping. Xantares trades for a double, but now he's stuck in a 1-on-2.
Is this achievable for Xantares? He's looking for this extra fight. Carrigan is down at B, but he's the only man here for Mouse. Coming in on the other side is Frozen from ramp front. So Xantares doesn't know it yet, but he is getting pincered. And second by second, Frozen is edging ever so closer to this ramp peak. The molly's already gone out, but Frozen is past it, and Xantares was not aware of that. So the defuse will come through here for Mousesports. It's 16 on the board. Gathered up all the AKs they can. They're going to take those with them into the next round of OT. So 16 now achieved for Mouse.
This could still be their map after all, Harry, and I think that would set us up for a 3-map series, right? With how competitive Big have already proven to be today, with Vertigo coming up, not only a map that Big have been frequenting, but one that Mousesports have only played 4 times in 2020. That's going to bode well for Big. And Dust 2 as a finale, potentially, for the series. Mousesports, where do they go from here? Big have yet another bye. Searson holding door from back lobby, a far safer position to do so from. Won't be worried about the spam of Frozen anytime soon. Woxic is in secret, watching outside. Frozen's also looking at that same area, letting them cross at least towards secret, but not letting them go towards main, not without the information being gained for Mousesports, rather. Double AWP as well. Rops was ramp. He's going to be pivoting between that hell rotation also, because Mousesports might need him on the top side. A Big go for a full execute. Right now, it looks like that's the plan. Big are just grouped inside of lobby, not really doing all too much, feeling out the round, seeing what Mousesports do. Feels like Big have certainly slowed down, maybe got in their heads since getting 15. Even that 15-14 round didn't feel like, the pace that Big was setting, the precedent they were setting in this outside area in regulation. Pressure's really mounting now. Big know it. In the harder half, where Mousesports have money, Big are not getting gifted free rounds, and they're going to try and take this A site in a 5-on-5. Carrigan is close. He's got to be careful.
Ooh. Come on, Carrigan. There's so many bodies on the other side of this door. And, well, not anymore. He's cut them in two. Centaurus does get that trade, but look at the response. It's very, very fast here from Mouse. They try and get into the lobby. They try and wrap around behind, and it's a little bit awkward. The knife goes in, and Woxic not able to best Centaurus, who has retrieved the bomb. It's a very awkward round. There's 7 seconds left, and Centaurus almost missed in the plant spot. Now gets that bomb planted, a 1v3 to find. This is a huge ask, but Centaurus has dropped the first man. Looking for the follow-up. Has spotted Rops with this. Doesn't want to overextend here, but thankfully that nade will do the damage needed. The defuse found for Mouse. It gets down to the wire once again, and it's a bit awkward in amidst all the madness with players dropping down the vent and just chaos across the map. This double from Carrigan, instrumental in securing that round there. This was all weird, man. Like,
for reference, Tabson doesn't know Woxic is there. He's rotating.
No, yeah, that's like an instant reaction on the knife.
His teammate just went vent and cleared it. So Tabson's like, oh, vent's clear. I'm going to come join you. Oh, let's go plant B, buddy. Comes down the vent with his knife out. Woxic's there. Tabson, he knows he doesn't have time to pull out his gun. He has to swing and hope for the best. Woxic's so quick, though, with that no-scope. Mousesports 2 up.
That just shows you, man, that Centaurus and Woxic, like, they're friendly. You know, they let each other go by, but no one else is granted the same privilege. Chris J with lobby aggression, and I love this decision from him, man. This is not something that Mousesports have done really all CT side long. And so suddenly, Chris J has come in with a BDP, and he's gone and pushed into the lobby, holding it down with the AWP. Ooh, Batizian. Is he aware of this? He looks like he might be. He's checking over at the hut. There's Chris J delivering one, and he's at least kept this in a 4-on-4. Tabson trying to complicate matters outside. It ends up being him to fall short.
Oh, dear.
Woxic barreling out of heaven. This is a weird one. Now, in amongst all of this, Big have gotten down the vent and into this B bomb site. This has been a bit of a reoccurring problem for Mouse, but in overtime, they've been great at dealing with it. It's another one of these weird vent rounds. Oh, geez, it's Centaurus getting dropped from it this time around. Now, Searson's going to try and set up to deal with the vent players. There's one. Give us another, Searson. Come on, I was bigging you up all day long, man, and I was saying, like, you're the guy to keep an eye on. Prove us right. No, he goes walking into the vent. Oh, dear, Tizian now asked to step up in this clutch. The bomb is ticking away, and there's not a lot of time left on it. That volley is going to spread and maybe deny the defuse. That's bought Tizian crucial amounts of time. Someone's got to get on this bomb, and they've got to do it quick. Tizian trying to deny it and want to play in through the smoke. It's all chaotic. It's all gone wrong. And Tizian cements it with 3 at the very, very end. So narrowly so, 16 on the board for Big. I love how chaotic some of these post plants are getting. It is madness right now. And somehow Tizian looks so comfortable in this situation. Like, he's like, yeah, I've done this before. Like, just one-tap the last guy.
Centaurus as well. He was top vent. He was next to CT vent as 3 players went to rotate. He drops first and then tries to catch him on the ladder, but Big is so quick in getting down. I got to wonder if Centaurus never dropped, he might have just backstabbed all 3 of them there, but instead it's going to be Big at least getting 1 round in T-side overtime. Now we go back to CT half. Mousesports, they're so quick. This is all they did in regulation, and it worked wonderfully. Fast A plays to get frags, but Rops only finds one. It's a double trade back to Big. Bomb dropped in the hut. He needs to get control. Tizian doesn't know, but Mousesports are trying to grab it. Smoke comes down. Chris does eventually get that package under control. Will move away with it. Big is still a man up. Xantaro's carrying towards B, but he doesn't need to. He needs to care the ramp room that Mousesports are slinking into, sneaking into, taking control. Xantaro's has to be aware of this, but luckily utility is thrown, and that's information that will make him stay.
Searson's a moth, man. I'm convinced he's part moth. Like, he sees fire and he just doesn't even think twice. I'm standing in it, and no one's changing my mind. Flash here, Searson, deliver the goods, and there's the kill. Woxic on the receiving end, Frozen left up in a 1v4. Ooh, Centaurus almost sees him at ramp, and actually he's going back in from the other side. Frozen doesn't know it, but he's dodging this player. However, he can't dodge Searson. And so now 17-17. We're all tied up again, Hugo. Big, they needed to go flawless on this CT side of OT if they wanted to win it out. And so they're on the path to do that here, getting the first in the second half.
I'm so excited to see what Mousesports are going to bring us, right? Like, their first T-side round of Rops running out hut or running out door and getting a kill got denied by Big, right? They were expecting it. They're very ready for what Mousesports love to do in the opening 15 rounds. So where do Mousesports go now that their initial plans have been disrupted? They can't fall back into another fast A. Big will be too prepared for it. So Mousesports need to dig deeper in this strat book. They need to figure something out, because this next round is going to be everything for Mousesports. I mean, for either side, really. Ito's in the heart. Chris reads it. Great shot from Chris. Now A might be an option here for Mousesports with that pick going their way. Big are desperately trying to rotate into the site, but the flashes are good, and Chris says goodnight with a double. Tabson trades. The ramp push gets denied. Searson on the site. He's low, and on the AWP, this could be a big round for him if he can find the shots. Mousesports are close in the hut. Tabson's dropped another. Searson's here. They might not expect it. The barrel could give away his position. Woxic's looking, and he'll get the kill coming down off the ladder. Tabson flanked from heaven, and Carrigan closes the round. It's a big one for Mousesports. Dear, oh dear, Big now. They've got the money, but their backs are also up against the wall. They need a double overtime, or Mousesports are going to be taking Nuke.
Oh, did we get another OT, Hugo? Because I don't know about you, but I feel like this series might just be one that deserves it. It's been so back and forth, and I don't really feel content with it just ending in the first OT. You know, with how this game has gone, with how both these squads at some point in time have had to chain together some ludicrous streak to be in this position. Feels like either one of them deserves to walk away with the victory here in this first map, and I don't know if I'm ready to see it all draw to a close just yet. We got one final round of play, perhaps. Either this is the one that sees Mousesports take it, or we run it back again.
Elliot's had some brilliant fun facts. Nice reference to Device's tweet of consistently inconsistent. I love that.
Yeah, Elliot, aka AZS, because he's known on Twitter, doing a great job. I'm loving having him on the stats. Perfect mix of someone who knows what they're doing, and it's also pretty funny. I'm not going to give him too much credit there.
Careful. You know, you don't want to...
You know, we've seen TLDR, man. It's sometimes it's great, sometimes... Ooh, Searson. You're always great. Here it is, 4-on-5, and Mousesports, the round that could end it all. They've got Carrigan deep outside, but they've lost Rops early, and he's been so key to this offensive for Mouse. Carrigan, oh, you don't love that. Yeah. He's a little bit loud on this rotation. He's not really leaving much in a veil of secrecy here. Down through hell he goes. Now, he made noise, I think, trying to like bait the, you know, I mean, it looked unintentional, but I think he's baited them into thinking that he's getting up into heaven, and that's not the case. Carrigan finds a bit of a gap at ramp and now leaves this in a 4-on-4. He's opened up ramp room for the rest of Mouse. Are they going to take it? Are they going to take the territory he's gained? It looks like it. They all move in together. They've grouped up, and now they're going to hit this lower site. But 2 players here already for the big squad. And Searson laying waste on the first peak. Tags down Carrigan. Tabson is still a question mark. They still don't know he's here, and he could completely annihilate this B play. He spots them. He's waited as long as... What? Oh, you didn't kill him, Tabson! Tabson, you got to do 100 damage. Not however much you just did. And oh dear, the nade will follow up. But it's still a 2-on-3. It's still doable for Mousesports. This bomb has been denied. It's out in the open. Woxic got off of it, didn't stick the plant, but it's still been made achievable here by Frozen. Tries to extend the lead even further, but now a double OT feels inevitable. Carrigan, no time for the bomb plant, and this one's getting run back again as Big get an 18th round on the board. Double OT locked on in.
Let's
now
do
it's
it.
First to 22.
Yeah, let's go. Why not? I've got nowhere else to be today, Harry. I'm all for just an endless game of Nuke here, and this is such a brawl. This is so chaotic. Great game on our hands here, and I think this is only the opening map of what is almost certainly a 3-mapper by the looks of things. We'll see, though. Double overtime, round number 1, 18-18. Orbs out for Searson, 4 rifles for Mousesports. We even had a double orb on Mousesports' CT side. Big had no such interest. Antares pushes a smoke, and I think Big definitely don't need to start feeding Mousesports on these slow rounds. Rops is going to take him down. While we have a double hut setup, this has been a pretty common occurrence in this CT side for both teams. Running a lot of double huts, just trying to fake out. You know, even if you lose that first fight as a CT, the T's never going to expect a second player, or often won't. But Mousesports, they got that pick towards ramp. They go back to outside smokes. They know the orb is going to have to be drawn towards ramp, and that's where Searson is, giving them room in the yard. This lets Mousesports go wherever they want. If they want to hit that top site, available through main. If they want to drop B, they can go secret and flank through ramp. We'll see what Mousesports decide.
Searson's orb ringing out from Ramprum.
Look at main.
Yeah, but that's the lobby aggression, right? And this is something that maybe they're not ready for, at least not with a double hut set up. That's a nice spray from Woxic to keep Tizian at arm's length, but maybe not. Tizian's going to go back in. Searson, unsurprisingly, burns down a 4 HP and a Molotov. The Mothman lives again, and now Tizian 1v2 here, looking to clutch this round out, and it might be doable. Shining light wasn't the molly that Searson perished in. Maybe it's Tizian in this clutch. And now just Woxic left to find, but not able to do it. Woxic holding his own. And it's 19 on the board for Mousesports to begin this second overtime.
Oh, it's just not clear, Harry. Every round on a knife's edge. No round, like, obvious as to who's going to pick it up. We haven't had saves at all in this series. We haven't had anything of the sort. It has been neck and neck, coming down to these clutches so often. Mousesports find the first of double OT. Big, again with the AWP on Searson. It's going to go outside again. Hopefully he can have some impact here if Mousesports give him fight, but they're not keen to do so. Setting up utility towards that top side. They can molly heaven. Hut roof also. Lots of options here for Mousesports. They want to take A. Big do have a pretty hefty setup here with 3 defending players. Keto's on the rafters, good position. The bomb's dropped first. Now, Big know it's a commitment. Now they know to be ready. Keto's dropped to second, and the bomb is irretrievable for Mousesports. They need to get the kills. They need to win the round, but really, that's not looking likely with how this one started. And because of the bomb being lost, Mousesports can't call the, oh, we've lost a man, let's just bail, let's go elsewhere, let's group ramp or take outside. No, you have to commit to taking this bomb. And all the while, look at Searson in T-spawn. He flanks outside with an orb and gets denied. Somehow Mousesports have 2 kills. They're back in this round.
Yeah, and this is such a wild one. Like, I don't understand how Mousesports have given themselves a fighting chance, but they have. And, you know, a couple of kills being fed their way. But this is where all that comes to a close. And once again, Big just sit back. They wait. They know that maybe they pushed a little too far in the 5-on-3. Now Woxic, another kill. But tabseN swinging out from the heavens. He's not ready to let sneaky little Woxic put one on the board for Mousesports there in the 1v3. So tied up once again, 19 all as we approach the end of the first half of double OT here.
Oh, look at that outside flag. We saw it from Searson. He's been a real bit of a liability for Big here in this game, and that's a real shame to see. Typically such a flashy AWP player. Don't get me wrong, he certainly had rounds. He certainly had rounds, especially in overtime, that Big have needed him in. But I feel like, you know, if we had regular Searson on form today, this wouldn't even be in double OT. 19-19, still time to step up for either side. tabseN's lower. Frozen's got on his way towards Secret from those outside smokes. Woxic is still lurking behind them with an AK, no less. Searson's in the hell-heavy position, watching the outside area. Xantares has ramp, and he might need to fall off as Mousesports throw a lot of utility his way, forcing the rotate of that orb and leaving outside open once again. This has been a constant rotate from Big. It's not been too much of a problem, but it certainly can be if Mousesports figure it out. They did the other round to get us to double overtime. And now they're going to hit this A site, splitting it through main and lobby.
Another one of these close hut positions, though, from Big. And these have been working out pretty well for them, but usually it's been on the back of like a double hut setup, right? You kind of catch Mousesports not aware. In this round, the aggression's coming from elsewhere. Xantares trying to pressure ramp, and it's a double push at this side. tabseN, he's gone unaccounted for as a result, and in the meantime, his teammates have won enough fights. Oh, that's the bomb! Oh dear, they've given it to tabseN, but luckily enough, Carrigan comes back around and gets that trade. That could have got dicey. It could have gone wrong for Mousesports. They hold on. 20 on the board now, 19 for Big. And once again, we're in this same situation where Big have to go flawless if they want to be the team to pick it up. Mousesports moving into this second half with a 1-round advantage. It might not feel like much. MR3 OT makes all the difference. Not what it is. It's MR5. You know what I mean? Frozen here, holding on to the... Yeah, no, it is. Why'd I say that? I don't know, man. Just doubted myself at times, you know? Big doubt.
Done a lot of Counter-Strike.
We have done a lot of Counter-Strike. A lot of overtimes. We've seen it all. You think I know this all by now, Hugo. A lot of numbers, a lot of words, a lot of letters. It's kind of like algebra, but harder. And tabseN here. Not so much looking to be a mathematician, more just a flat-out magician. He's got to conjure something up in this round. He's got to make a big play happen, and he's getting close to made. Now, this isn't like looking like it's going to be the A play. They try and get ramp for him now, And with that foothold, safe foothold, they get the kills at ramp, but they don't actually get the territory itself. Woxic has come rotating in, and now that they try and leave ramp, well, there's lobby aggression from Mouse. This is such a chaotic round. There's players everywhere. Mouse don't know where Big are. Big don't know where Mouse are. No one knows anything. And Chris J, suddenly, all he knows is that he's in this 1v2, and a very tricky 1v2 at that, because he's had no information as to where this bomb is ending up. He is just gambling. And luckily enough, they've broken the window down at B, so that's given him a real big hint.
Yeah. If he set up Heaven, I mean, that would have been an even longer rotation, but luckily the windows let him go Hellside and find the kit as well. That's cut 5 seconds off of his potential defuse, but a defuse he'll never get to attempt. Searson forces the fight, and Big win the round. Big kill from Searson, big round from Searson, and Tapson 2 apiece, as Tapson sits on 34 kills right now. Just a day in the office for this dude. Absolute tank in the German scene. Even saw some tweets from manager from Big yesterday talking about how, you know, Tapson, he's had offers to join big teams, he's had offers to leave Germany and play in international lineups, and he still decided to stay here, and that's so awesome. We're seeing the success for Big, and a lot of that comes down to Tapson.
I absolutely love that, right? I think it was Christian Lenz who tweeted it, just saying that yeah, he's had chances to join bigger teams, but he's always made it a priority to stay back in Germany and try and work with Big to cultivate the scene there.
Correct.
Yeah, you know, you got to respect it.
Especially considering, like, being real, like, being honest here, Tapson, he could definitely do so much more. Like, if he joined a top EU team, he could definitely win trophies, championships, and, you know, something Big, at least in this roster, haven't had. But that being said, I think this is the best Big roster we've seen in a while. So let's see if they can take down Mousesports. Right now, 4-on-4. Right now, outside and about. Woxic is looking. He's seeing a jump. He knows they're here. The AWP is trying to fight back. Smoke towards main, but you'll notice Big aren't committed to this outside control. They've dropped back towards lobby. Searson selling a fake molly in secret. Woxic has been kept in this position for as long as Big can keep him there. Chris down lower. And Woxic has to reposition because of the flash. That gives Big the room to cross if they want, or at least the timing to cross. So Woxic has to be aware of that and has to com that to his teammate down B. Meanwhile, it's an A play. 2 on the top side. Rups gets 1. Carrigan, same story. But is that enough? It's left Tizian 30 kills deep in a clutch.
Yeah, 30 for 30. Tizian, he's got to go positive here in this round if he wants to pick it up for Big. Now, the bomb plant found at a bare minimum. And a reposition into the lobby. Now, he's not going to find any contact here, but how he could turn this into his favor is if he catches Chris J up through the vents. And what's he done? He's caught Chris J up through the vents. Who knew it? Woxic now down to the 1v1, and Woxic's been good in these clutches. He's looking for the fight. He's trying to deny Tizian playing for this bomb, but with no kill gifted over, and Tizian baiting the first shot out, Woxic is sticking it. Woxic's on the defuse, and Tizian, he runs out of ammo, dearie me! That extra 1 bullet would have made all the difference for Tizian there. Mousesports, they get the defuse. Woxic with balls of steel, just sticking it as a last-ditch attempt in that round. And it works, betrayed by the ammo counter on Tizian.
You weren't wrong when you said 1 bullet. 1 bullet would have been the kill there. Not even, you know, he was aiming at the right place. He had it by the end of that mag, but yeah, just too short. And Mousesports are 1 round away from that win.
Come on, Big. Triple OT. Let's go.
Yeah, why
Let's
not?
run it back. I want more.
What are we doing here?
I'm not ready for Nuke to end yet.
No.
Obviously, Vertigo up next. That's basically Nuke 2.0.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've got even more of this waiting right around the corner. But why focus on that when we've got this on our plate right now? Once again, we reach this round that could decide it all. Either it gets turned back again and we continue in OT, or Mousesports take it. You've heard me say this sentence a couple of times now. And you'll know Mousesports still haven't taken it. So Frozen tagged down low in this round.
Nice.
But it's going to be Woxic delivering that first kill. And so now, man up for Mouse. They're in a 5-on-4. The pressure is on for Big now more than ever. And they find themselves kind of trapped outside. You know, they got out here. They were looking to cross. And what was looking like kind of their strategy to get into this round has now become the cage that they find themselves trapped in. Tapson has got no way to get out from Garage. He's got to brawl. He's got to win these fights, and he's not able to do that. So a 3-on-5 for Big. Clutching at straws as they try and keep Nuke alive, and 1 by 1, they are falling. Zantares and Searson, the only 2 players left, the only hope for Big to keep this map going.
Oh, they're going to get mowed right now. Mousesports, they do it. It takes them a minute. It takes them a couple of hours, but oh boy, they have pushed it over the line. Their map pick going their way. 22-20. Vertigo next. Big choice in this series, and one that certainly sets us up for a 3-mapper, wouldn't you say, Harry?
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
With how back and forth that was, I don't want to have 2, almost 3 overtimes if it just ends in a 2-0. I would feel hard done by. So here's what I'm going to need from you, Big. I'm going to need you guys to head on to Vertigo and really bring the heat. I can't wait for the second map to get underway because it's already delivering, Hugo. And we're only 1 map deep, so we'll be back to bring you the rest of the action after a quick break. Stick around because you do not want to miss this series.